Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. For all of my new subscribers, welcome back. And for those of you who are new here, my name is Angela and I focus on all things fashion with a little sprinkle of beauty and a little sprinkle of decor. So if that's something that you're interested in, feel free to please hit that subscribe button and notification button so you don't miss an upload. Before we get into today's video, I'll just quickly share what I'm wearing, something very simple. This is a mesh top actually from Shop Akira and it's olive color. This is actually a new necklace I got in which I love. It's like this antique like snake choker from Zara. It is fairly new, so I believe it's still available. I have this ring on which is also from Zara, and I think these are from H&M. And yes, my hair is new. I did do a big chop. I know you guys haven't seen me that much in my actual hair, but I did do a big chop and started fresh. So get used to seeing this on your screen for a little bit. But welcome. Let's get into today's video. Okay, so today's video is going to be all about spring jacket trends. So spring is almost here, guys. It's like literally in like 2 weeks or something. I think it officially starts March 20th. So we have a few weeks to get ourselves together, right? So I thought it would be fun to share some of my favorite spring jacket trends. And what I love about the ones, there are a few that are circling around the runways and that we've seen, but I think that spring is such this like small little window. It feels like it goes from like winter, spring is like there for like a hair of a second, and then we're right into summer. So I don't feel like we need to invest too much in too many like spring necessities. That's just my opinion, but I do think that there are 4 styles that I would definitely recommend checking out, not only because they're just super cute and I just think super wearable for anybody, but also they are sort of classic. So it's not something super trendy or too trendy that if you pull this out next year that you might not want to wear, right? We don't want to invest in something too trendy that we're not going to necessarily wear again. So I want to share 4 of my favorite spring jacket trends that I think you need. So number 1, now I don't even want to say this is my favorite because I think all of them are my favorite. So the first one that I want to highlight is the cape. Now I've seen this circling around for a bit now. I don't think it's as popular as I think it should be, but Chloe kind of made this popular with their first runway show when they did the whole reinvention of the boho collection, and they showed these kind of leather capelets. I think it's just so chic and so fab because a cape is like just that third piece. Again, if you watch my previous video about how to elevate and look more expensive, a cape just does that because you know it's that third layer that you can just throw on top of an already complete outfit, whether you have on like a sweater or a blazer or anything like that. So we see the cape resurface now. So you can pair this with so many things like jackets, a dress. I just think it's just so chic and I love this trend. Like I said, I haven't seen a lot of people adopt this trend, but I think it's just one of those ones that you can have. I have a cape I bought from BCBG back when they really had like stores in the mall. I want to say it's almost like 15 years old now, but it is still relevant. Like I have not gotten rid of it because it's just that classic and that wearable. And I love that the modern take on the cape, if we're seeing it in these like very rich, luxurious fabrics like leather, you know, and nice heavy duty wool. But I think the leather cape is just so chic. I'm eyeing this one from Zara. I think this is a great option. It's 100% leather. Love the kind of reddish Bordeaux color. I think that makes it a little bit more modern if you don't want to do black. But like I said, the cape for spring is a lightweight layer that you can put on over something. And I just feel like everybody needs a cape. Like everybody needs a cape, right? But so I'm going to link below a few of my favorites, including the Zara one, but and that's one of my favorite spring jacket trends that I think that you should give a try. We've seen so many attainable versions like COS and Mango, Zara. So you can definitely find one that's affordable. So you don't have to break the bank on something like this. I know a cape is not as wearable, but I think it's definitely worth investing, as a, as a little wild card if you don't have one already, because I think it's just such a chic way to elevate your look. Okay, so the second spring jacket I think everyone needs is a boucle jacket. Now this is like a throwback, but it still remains so relevant. Like you can see anyone from like Jackie O back in the day wearing it, but it's still so relevant today. And I feel like now it's come back again, but with a little bit more modern twist. And the great thing about a boucle jacket is like, it's so classic, but yet so versatile. So you can easily, even though it tends to have a little bit dressier appeal, you can throw this on with like jeans and a t-shirt and look super chic. You can throw it on with a skirt. And what I love now is like the twist this season is kind of people are pairing this very like classic, sophisticated style with a little bit more edgier look. So you've seen it paired maybe with like leather trousers or something, which I feel like is pretty cool. I think, I'm gonna post a picture up here. I think I saw it on Mango, and maybe another designer that showed it, but I love that kind of juxtaposition of the very ladylike, classy style, but mixed with this kind of like edge, this like raw edge. So I think that's the way to wear it this season. I'm sure you might already have this, but it's like, okay, this is a fresh new twist and a fresh new way to wear it, which I think is chef's kiss. I love a boucle jacket. I have a couple already, so I feel like this is again something that you could pull out again in the next year, the year after. It's a classic style, but we've definitely seen it with some more fabrics and more different colors this season. It's not going to be hard to find this, to replicate this if you don't want to spend a lot of money buying maybe like a designer one. Zara has them, Mango has a ton, and they have them in some gorgeous spring colors that are super on trend, like that buttercream yellow, powder blue, pastel pink, but then you can always stick to a little bit more classic black and white. I just love it, and I think that if you pair it in this kind of modern way, I think that's what's going to give it the fresh twist that we need. So number 2, a boucle jacket is what I feel like people need for spring. Okay, so the third style is none other than the bomber jacket. Now, of course, none of these styles are like new under the sun, but I think that they're just being shown in such fresh ways that I feel like this is why we need them this spring if we didn't need them any other spring. The bomber, we're seeing it in a lot more sleek styles and a lot more different. Like, so it's either giving you very sleek or we're giving you more of a voluminous leather, like these unexpected fabrics, unexpected shapes. And I feel like that's what's really making the bomber fresh for this season in spring 2025 versus maybe previous years. So the bomber is great because it kind of coincides with another trend going on for the season, with is athleisure wear. And we're seeing the athleisure wear a little more elevated this season. So people are pairing it with these kind of unexpected styles and unexpected fabrics. We've seen this across a lot of the runway shows. I don't know the designer, but I will post it. And they paired this gorgeous bomber with a very fluid pair of trouser pants, something that you normally wouldn't see, right? Because a bomber is typically more on the casual side. But I think that what's making it so fresh and new for this spring versus other seasons is, again, the fabrics that we're seeing them developed in, and also the pairings. So we're seeing a lot of suedes, very luxe fabrics, right? Besides the cotton, we're seeing suedes, we're seeing leathers, silk bombers. So the fabrics are definitely giving luxe on such a casual style, which I feel like is the juxtaposition that's making it so fresh and such a need for this spring. Like, I want a bomber, and I'm not usually a bomber type of girl. So you can go traditional with it, or you can go non-traditional. Like, I saw this gorgeous padded leather bomber. All of the designers are like slipping my mind, but this is what we're seeing. So taking that kind of traditional style and making it unexpected for the season. I've even seen one which is a little bit more wearable and more affordable from COS, which is like this tie front silk bomber. Like, how fab and how cute is that? Like, that's not, you know, you don't just see that in a bomber every day. And I love that it has that kind of unexpected detailing with that tie. So I'm going to link that below, but also some more of my favorite bomber styles. And just play around. If you do invest in this trend, try to think about the fabrics that you are selecting, but also what you're pairing it with. And that's what's going to keep it fresh for this spring. Okay, so the fourth and final spring jacket trend is none other than the trench coat. We know the trench coat is just a staple. I don't know if it's not even considered a trend. It's a staple. I feel like for everyone's wardrobe, and especially for spring, because in spring you want to have like something very lightweight, right? You want to have a layer, but you don't want it to be super heavy because we're just coming out of our coats and things like that. The trench coat is perfect for that, right? But why you need it this season is because the styles that they're coming out with, like, it's so different than the usual traditional trench. And that's again why I love all of these, why I've selected all of these styles as must-have spring jackets, because the twist on them is giving, it's just giving, and I love it. So one version, right? So I put trenches just in general as a general category, but we're seeing two kind of variations trending right now, and both of them I love. So you know, pick your poison, whichever one you love more, or get both. So the first one is more of this kind of like oversized, or what they're calling the sweeping trench. So it's one that literally like grazes the floor. So it's definitely giving like oversized and just like, I threw this on like this kind of like blanket effect. Gucci has this trench that they showed on the runway with like these patchwork jeans. And it's just, even though it's oversized, it's just so chic. It's just like, of course, I mean, the price point, I probably won't be getting her, but, just the whole idea of it and the whole look of it, I think is fabulous. So we're seeing a lot of those like oversized, trenches as a trend. The second one, so we're going from one extreme to the other. So we're going from oversized and grazing, with the sweeping trench, and then we're going to more of the cropped. I don't know about you, but I've seen this all over the runways. I've also just seen it in a lot of retailers. So again, this is something that's easily accessible, for you to try out. But the crop trench is just so cute and so chic. Like, I feel like it just adds that, a little bit of elevation and sophistication without doing too much. Especially if you're not one, like for me, I'm not one for a classic trench. Like, I had a trench coat before and I actually never really wore it because I just felt like it wasn't my style in particular. But the crop trench, especially with me being a little bit shorter, I feel like this is, a style that I can wear more easily because of my height. And I think it just gives a little bit more design element. So if you're a classic, you know, go for the classic trench. If you, are a little bit more fashion forward, I feel like these styles are great options to add. But the crop trench, there's like a really cute one by Ghani that a lot of people have already purchased. It has like a double belt at the bottom, kind of has this like voluminous sleeve. And what I love too is that the styles are still giving in a more neutral tone. So even though the shape is a little bit untraditional, we still have the traditional element with the actual color of the trench. So you can still wear it so easily because it's not like we're giving you like, you know, a cropped, sky blue trench. It's like, you know, we still have the traditional khaki color, which I feel like makes it, nice and wearable. And if you want more, wearable and accessible styles to purchase, we have again, our Zara's, our Mango's, Cos. On the runways, we've seen Kate, show the crop trench, also, Sakai. So a lot of designers that have adopted this into their shows. And I think it's fabulous. But guys, get a trench coat. I don't know if you want to do cropped, you want to do, the sweeping trench, or if you want to stick traditional, but I feel like this is definitely a spring, jacket must have for this season. I love how all of these traditional trends, and traditional styles have these modern takes on them. Look at this Awake Mode. And you guys know Awake Mode is one of my favorite brands. This like leather trench that has the studs or the grommets and it has the matching pants, I actually will take both pieces. So I'm going to add both pieces to my list. I probably would not wear them together, but I love the pants too. But this is like such a great, for someone who is a little bit more fashion forward and you don't want that traditional trench. Like this trench is all of that, like, all that. Okay, so guys, that was the end of today's video. That's all I have for you today. I hope it was helpful. Make sure you have your notifications on because I am going to be doing a video on spring trends. So we're not just, today we only cover jackets, but I'm actually going to do a more in-depth with some of the top spring trends so that we can get ready for the season. Because again, I think the first day of spring is March 20th. So we do have a couple of weeks, but that's not really a lot of time. So we want to get our wardrobes together, and get them spring ready. So until then, thanks for tuning in. All right. Bye y'all.